Ever wish you could actually join in on those wild Italian family conversations instead of just nodding and smiling? In this video, I'm going to share with you 18 easy Italian phrases that will help you connect with your relatives so you can finally feel like you belong at the family table. Pronti? Iniziamo! Now, the hardest part in speaking Italian is actually getting started. So here are 3 great Italian phrases to start things off on the right foot. The first one is
Ciao, come stai? Come state? Tutto bene?
This means hello, how are you? All good? Now, this is the classic friendly way to greet Italian-speaking relatives. It's casual, warm, and works with anyone, from your zia, your aunt in Venice, to your cugino, cousin visiting from Rome. To use it correctly, simply look at who is standing in front of you. You say, come stai when you're talking to one person, and come state when addressing more than one relative at the same time. And don't forget to add tutto bene, everything good, at the end. It might feel a bit redundant, but it makes you sound more natural and caring. Plus, this type of question usually prompts a simple sì, yes, or tutto a posto, everything in order. So it helps to start the interaction without the pressure of a long, complicated answer. The next Italian phrase to use is
Da quanto tempo?
Meaning it's been so long, it's been ages. Now, this is a fantastic phrase to use when you literally haven't seen a relative in a long time. Make sure to pair it with a smile and a classic hand gesture, like lifting one hand up to about your shoulder height with your palm facing upwards and oscillate it back and forth a few times as if you're weighing the quantity of time that has passed. Your relatives will be impressed that not only you speak Italian, but you move like one too. The next Italian phrase you can use with your relatives is
Che bello rivederti. Rivedervi.
This means it's great to see you again. Now, this is another warm, affectionate phrase to use when greeting relatives you haven't seen in a while. Just like with come stai, come state, you need to match the ending to your audience. So, say che bello rivederti when you're talking to one person, and che bello rivedervi when addressing a group or more than one person. If you want to make it warmer and more personal, you can add their name, like
Che bello rivederti, Nonna Maria.
It's great to see you again, Grandma Maria.
Che bello rivedervi, zie.
It's great to see you again, aunts. Again, don't be afraid to pair this phrase with a pat on the arm or a warm hug. Now, if you want to learn how to connect with your Italian nonni, that is your grandma and grandpa, make sure you watch my video right here. Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet, which you'll find a link to in the description below this video. Okay, now that we've broken the ice with greetings, it's time to dive a little deeper into conversation. I know, this is the part where the panic usually sets in. But don't worry, the secret to small talk in Italian isn't being able to give a speech. It's asking the right questions to get them talking. This is a perfect example of my 80-20 method in action. Instead of trying to learn the entire dictionary, focus on that top 20% of words that do 80% of the heavy lifting in a conversation. Your relatives will start talking and you can focus on the listening. So here are 4 phrases to keep the conversation flowing naturally. The first one is
Allora, che mi racconti?
Meaning, so, what's new with you? Now, what I love about this phrase is that it shows genuine interest in your relative's life while taking the pressure off you. It doesn't expect a specific answer. Your relatives can take the conversation in any direction. They might reply with a quick and casual
Niente di nuovo.
nothing new, or launch into a long monologue that covers everything from yesterday's market trip to their childhood summers. Okay, the next Italian phrase that you can use with your relatives is
Come sta la famiglia?
How's the family? Say this one when you're chatting to a relative whose family isn't there. It's an easy way to show you're interested in their life and care about them. If you want to get a little more specific, you can ask about particular family members. Just remember the verb has to agree with who you are asking about. So, come sta when asking about one person. For example, you can say,
Come sta tua moglie?
How is your wife? You can also say,
Come sta il tuo fidanzato?
how is your boyfriend? And when there is more than one person that you're asking about, you can say, come stanno? For example, you can say,
Come stanno i ragazzi?
how are the kids?
Come stanno i tuoi genitori?
How are your parents? The next phrase you can use with your Italian relatives is,
Come va il lavoro? La scuola?
how's work or school going? Now, this is a classic small talk question at family gatherings. Notice the grammar difference here. In English, we ask, how is work? But Italians ask, how goes the work? Just keep it casual and relaxed. Don't go deep into details. Usually, people just want to share a quick update, like,
Tutto bene. Il solito.
all good, the usual stuff, rather than a deep dive. The next Italian phrase you can use with your relatives is,
Che programmi hai? Avete? Per le vacanze?
what are your plans for the holidays? Now, Italians love discussing holiday plans almost as much as they love discussing food. So this is a fantastic phrase for sparking a fun conversation that can lead to stories about past trips, favorite destinations, or family traditions. Again, remember to use the correct form, either the singular or the plural. For example, say, che programmi hai when asking one person. And for more than one person, ask, che programmi avete? Now here's your secret weapon, reaction words. Now you don't need to understand every single word your relative says back to you. Your reactions and engagement matter more than your vocabulary. For example, you can follow up their stories with quick, simple responses that show enthusiasm and keep the chat flowing naturally, making you sound more fluent even if you're just nodding along. With that in mind, take a look at these phrases that you can use.
Davvero?
Really, this is a wonderful universal reaction.
Non ci credo.
I can't believe it. No way. This is great for dramatic stories.
Ma dai!
Come on, seriously? Use this one when you're surprised.
Che bello!
How nice! That's lovely. This is perfect for when there's good news.
Ah, mi dispiace.
Oh, I'm sorry. Use this one for any bad news or complaints. Now I'm going to give you two key Italian phrases that will help you navigate the Italian dining table, the place where the magic happens, along with a little bit of pressure too. The first phrase that you can use with your relatives is,
È buonissimo. Buonissima.
meaning it's delicious. Now, food in Italy is all about love, care, and family tradition, so praising it sincerely is an absolute must. And you can say something like,
Wow, nonna! È buonissima!
wow, Grandma, this is delicious. This is one of the fastest ways to become their favorite nephew or niece in the family. The next Italian phrase you can use is,
Basta così. Grazie.
this means no more food, thank you. Literally, enough like this, thank you. Now, Italian hospitality is built on the belief that if you don't eat until you explode, your relatives haven't done their job. So you need a polite and firm way to raise the white flag and declare you simply can't take any more food. You can use this with an apologetic tone like,
È buonissimo. Ma basta così. Grazie.
it's delicious, but no more food, thank you. Or you can be a bit more direct and say,
Basta così. Grazie. Sono davvero pieno. Piena.
no more food, thank you. I'm truly full. Are you enjoying this lesson? Don't let the learning stop here. Make sure you download your free PDF cheat sheet, which you'll find a link to in the description below this video. Now let's move on to some phrases that act as emotional glue because they help you express your appreciation for your roots and show your relatives how happy you are to be with them. Here is the first phrase that you can use. It is,
Mi piace stare con voi.
I enjoy being with you. This simple but lovely phrase works in almost any situation, whether you're sitting at the dinner table, relaxing in the living room with an espresso, or even during a video call. Now, a quick note on the construction of the verb piacere, to like. While in English we say I like, Italians say mi piace, which literally means it is pleasing to me. So when you say mi piace stare con voi, you are literally saying to be with you is pleasing to me. Now it sounds a bit formal and very Jane Austen when translated, but in Italian, it's a warm way to tell your relatives that you feel at ease and grateful to spend time with them. Now to find out how I learned Italian using Jane Austen, make sure to watch my video right here. Okay, the next Italian phrase you can use is
Siamo proprio una bella famiglia.
meaning we really are a beautiful family. In Italian culture, a family meal is a celebration of connection, conversation, and beautiful chaos. You know that long table packed with relatives, food, wine, and noise? Italians call that a tavolata. Now, declaring siamo proprio una bella famiglia right in the middle of a joyful family meal is a collective compliment that celebrates the whole family and expresses your gratitude for that moment. The next Italian phrase you can use with your relatives is
Grazie per l'ospitalità.
thank you for your hospitality. Italians deeply value hospitality, so be sure to use this phrase to thank your relatives for the time and effort they put into opening their home to you. Use this when you're saying your final goodbyes and prepare for an avalanche of warm embraces and cheek kisses as they tell you,
Torna presto.
come back soon. The next Italian phrase you can use is
Quando venite a trovarmi, trovarci,
when are you coming to visit me, us? This is another affectionate phrase for saying goodbye after a visit or ending a chat on the phone. Even if you can't make concrete plans right that second, asking this shows your genuine enthusiasm for your next get-together. And to make it even warmer, you can add,
siete sempre i benvenuti.
you're always welcome. The next Italian phrase you can use is,
Dobbiamo farlo più spesso.
we need to do this more often. Now this is a classic promise made at the end of any good Italian gathering. You're confirming that that time spent together was fantastic and totally worth doing again. The next Italian phrase you can use is,
Raccontami qualcosa della nostra famiglia.
tell me something about your family. Now this is a wonderful way to show that you care about your roots and are genuinely interested in your family's past. Your relatives will love sharing memories, funny anecdotes, and little known stories that give a real sense of what makes your family unique. But just be prepared. Once you ask this, you might be engaged in some seriously long stories. Excellent for bonding, but also for practicing your listening skills while uncovering your own origins. When your relatives get passionate, naturally they will start to speak super fast, and it's easy to feel completely lost. But don't panic. These phrases will help you pause the conversation for a second so you can regain some control. The first phrase you can use is,
Parla piano, per favore.
please speak slowly. This is a polite, direct way to ask your relatives just to slow down a little bit. Use it the moment you feel like you're losing the thread. For example, if your uncle launches into a long story, say,
Zio, parla piano, per favore.
Uncle, please speak slowly. And they'll instantly adjust their speed for you, but they might speed up again, so just keep using it. The next phrase you can use is,
Scusa, non ho capito. Puoi ripetere?
sorry, I didn't understand. Can you repeat that? Now, this is a perfectly normal question to ask. Even native speakers use this phrase all the time, so never feel embarrassed to use it. Here's a tip. Make sure to use the passato prossimo form here, non ho capito, I didn't understand, to make it clear that you just missed a couple of words. Don't use the simple present form, non capisco, I don't understand, because it can sound like you don't understand the language at all. The next Italian phrase you can use is,
Piano, piano. Sto imparando.
meaning slowly, slowly, I'm learning, in reference to their speed. Now this is the cutest way to ask for a little patience while showing you're doing your best. So you've got 18 phrases that you can actually use with your Italian relatives, but here's the part that no one warns you about. Once you say one of these, the conversation doesn't slow down. Everyone talks at once, stories overlap, and suddenly it feels impossible to keep up. So if you want to actually understand what your relatives are saying around the table, watch this video here, where I share 5 practical and powerful tips to understand fast-spoken Italian, so you can stay in the conversation instead of smiling and guessing.